Well, arguably two of the finest left-handers in baseball going today. They won 7 strikeout titles between them, all here with Seattle, the 2 winningest pitchers in Seattle history. Randy Johnson is obviously overpowering throwing strikes. Mark Langston is using everything he has. He's won 6 Gold Gloves. He made a good fielding play. He got Vince Coleman thrown out because he was able to get the ball to the plate quickly.
All right, David, here we go now. Randy Johnson back to work. You see, only 33 pitches thrown by Randy, and nearly 3/4 of those for strikes. Langston's had to labor much more, already at 45 pitches through 3 innings. Tony Phillips, he fouled out to Tino Martinez. Tino making a sensational play on it to start the game. Ball 1. It was interesting. He swung at the first pitch of the game, Joe, because Tony Phillips, of all people, I mean, this is a guy who works the count. He has walked 113 times this year.
Well, he may have been wanting to send a message to Johnson that they were going to be aggressive as well.
2-0. It's the first time Johnson has really fallen behind like this. See, Phillips, he's the igniter for the Angels. Got a base stealer like Coleman, but he gets on base a lot more than Coleman. High in the air, deep left center. Griffey back. And just in front of the wall, he makes the gap. 1 down.
Again, that's surprising to me that Phillips would swing 2-0 when, you know, his job is to ignite. But remember, he has 26 home runs, so I guess he said, I can go big fly too. It's a fastball. This is a little up. This was probably ball 3. And, you know, I'm just surprised that he is being so aggressive against Randy Johnson this far in the ballgame.
Here's Gary DiSarcina. 1 out, nobody on. The Angels have not yet put a man on base against Randy Johnson. 10 in a row he has retired, 5 of them on strikeouts. But a couple of deep fly balls hit now. Snow hit one in the 2nd. Phillips here in the 4th. But each of those ended up being routine. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Edmonds, the start of the Angels' power, is on deck. Tony Phillips trying a move made by General Manager Bill Bavasi to get him from the Tigers. That's just outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count now.
John, Dave Campbell mentioned both Randy Johnson and Langston being the finest pitchers in the history of the Mariners. In 1989, Langston was here with the Mariners.
That one, Joey Cora from shallow right, throws him out. DiSarcina retired, 2 down.
In 1989, he was here with the Mariners and considered maybe the best pitcher in the American League at that time. And he was traded to the Montreal Expos. And Randy Johnson came here as part of the trade. The Expos were in a pennant race, and they thought they had a chance of winning the championship if they could get another quality pitcher. And they did in Langston. They did not win. Langston left the next year as a free agent.
And went to the Angels.
Yeah, so the fact is, Randy Johnson for Langston turns out to be a great trade, but they also had a couple other pitchers involved as well.
Jim Edmonds, the hitter, the powerful left-handed slugger, struck out his first time. 11 in a row retired by Johnson. Where was that pitch? Ball 2.
Well, that's what Johnson would like to know.
John Shulock, the home plate umpire, not giving it to him. And that fastball in there for a strike.
Those 2 pitches, it looked like Edmonds was just going to take both of them. The 1 ball, no strike pitch, and also the 2-0.
Fastball, and the foul is out of play. 2-2 now to Edmonds.
I would think if you're a left-handed hitter, you wouldn't want to spot Randy Johnson any pitches, any strikes.
On every 2-strike count in this game from Randy Johnson, the crowd has risen to its feet. Slider! Strikeout number 6. Johnson has retired him in order for 4 innings. He's been perfect, and he has struck out half of them. Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, and Mike Flowers coming up. No score.
It's all on sale now at your Home Life Furniture store. Save on every piece of furniture and bedding, from living rooms to dining rooms to mattresses. Use your Sears card and save an extra 10% and get 0% finance charge till May. Look for special feature items like this Bayberry sofa, love seat, and chair. Or a Topeka casual dining set with 2 free armchairs. So hurry in before Monday. The Home Life Furniture Store from Sears. It's everything you need to bring your home to life.
We're hungry. Let's go to Taco Time. Can we go? The food at Taco Time is fresh, just the way you like it. They even have vegetables. Kids' meals are $1.99. Really? Yep. Way cool toys. There's no mess to clean up. Cheese quesadilla, please.
Or enjoy a crisp bean burrito or crisp beef taco with all the pop you can drink.
Gotta have it. How about tonight?
It's time for fresh, great tastes.
And fun. Thanks, Mom. Way to go.
If you overextended yourself in 1995 and find it harder to pay the bills on time, call Consumer Credit Counseling. We have a staff of professionals who can help. We're a nonprofit community service, and our services are free, including experts who speak at community groups. Consumer Credit Counseling, with offices conveniently located throughout Puget Sound. Call today if you need help, toll-free or direct. Call Consumer Credit Counseling.
Randy Johnson has held up his end of it. He's been perfect for 4 innings. Now the vaunted Mariner offense tries to get it going. Edgar Martinez, his second straight base hit. Edmonds picks it up. Edgar is 2 for 2. You know, he's still got a chance at a piece of some history. No right-handed hitter in the American League has finished the year at 360 or better since Joe DiMaggio in 1939. Edgar came into this game today hitting .354, and now he is 2 for 2. And again, as Joe mentioned earlier, the statistics count in this game as in a regular season game. It's just an extension of the regular season. Here is Jay Buhner.
John, I think the Mariners have to be careful here in that, yeah, Randy Johnson is pitching great, he's doing great, but we have to score some runs. So they have to put something up here pretty quickly.
The high fastball, 0-1 to Buhner. He grounded to third his first time. So you think the longer it goes scoreless, the more the pressure mounts for the Mariners to get it done.
Exactly, because I think Langston is getting his feet on the ground, and I mean, the longer he goes, the more confidence he gains. One ball, one strike. I mean, in a very real way, Langston is the key to the Angels' hopes here today. I mean, you know Johnson. I mean, he's the best that's the point.
in the league.
That's the point. You know what you're going to get from Johnson most of the time.
He changed up on him. And that's been a big pitch for Langston the last few years. At first, he always threw hard, but he didn't have that changeup. And when he mastered a changeup to go with a curveball, slider, and his fastball, if any two of them are working, he's usually pretty tough. Fastball missing inside.
John, the split-fingered fastball was the pitch of the 80s, the late 80s, and I think the changeup is the pitch of the 90s. Just about every good pitcher has a changeup.
2-2, the count to Buhner. And back to the bag at first, Edgar Martinez. Edgar not a threat to run. He's had 4 steals this year. No score last of the 4. And he changed up again for the strikeout. That is his first strikeout.
And if you watch Langston, he has great motion for a changeup because he kicks his legs so quickly, he jumps at you. Everything jumps at you, and then he just takes his speed off the ball. But when he jumps at you, you gear up real quickly because you think it's a fastball coming quick, and you're always out in front. You can see how far out in front Buhner is of that changeup. So his motion is perfect for a changeup.
Now, on our jugs gun, we've been getting Langston with his fastball today consistently around between 86 and 90, but mostly 88, 89. And that changeup came in there at 77. Here's Flowers. 0-1 the count.
I believe you can pitch in the big leagues if your fastball is over 85 miles an hour with some movement on it. You can be a good pitcher. You can pitch in the big leagues with anything, but to be a good pitcher, if you're above 85 with some movement, you can pitch in the big leagues because you can change speeds and have a good breaking ball and you can get away with it. You do not have to have a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to win in the big leagues. Ask Greg Maddox.
1 ball and 1 strike to Blowers. He walked his first time. And you see 2 straight pitches now. Langston seems reluctant to throw the fastball to this guy.
The first part of the game, he was reluctant to throw the fastball for a strike to any of these right-handed hitters. But he is gaining a little more confidence as the game goes along.
And that's in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. You saw the catcher, Allison, on the outside, and he moved well across behind the plate to get that one on the inside. You can see Flowers has hit fairly well against Langston. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Edgar Martinez at first. There's no score in the last of the 4th inning. That was the Heat. 2-2.
Well, he wanted that to be a strikeout pitch on this particular hitter. He had him 2 strikes. He wanted to throw the high fastball. Not that high, but he wanted it up and out of the strike zone and try to get Flowers to chase it.
The outfield deep and straight away. Back to the back at first is Edgar Martinez. Snow on the back with him. We've got 6 umpires working, by the way, today, we should mention. Just as you would have in a World Series or a playoff situation, there are umpires on both the left and right field lines, in addition to the regular 4 umpires. There's a postseason atmosphere here at the Kingdome. This could be 2. There's 1. 2. And the Mariners are gone. Tim Salmon, Chili Davis, and J.T. Snow. Coming up, no score.
On Shuttle by United, our fares are always next to nothing. Told you.
Now that's a low fare.
Oh, so tiny.
They're cute when they're small.
Man, that thing is little.
Thanks.
Shuttle by United for little baby airfares.
Now that's a low fare.
Maybe you've always seen yourself in a new Jeep Cherokee Sport with a 190 horsepower engine, no charge air, and driver's airbag. But maybe you've never seen one fitting into your budget. So maybe you'll be surprised to see for $249 monthly, one can. The easy-to-lease Jeep Cherokee Sport. Now, if you can see it in your head, you can see it in your driveway.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
This weekend, march into Bihar's Furniture and save 20 to 50% off beautiful home furnishings with no sales tax during our giant President's Day sale. 4 days of super savings in every department. You'll save on living room, bedroom, and dining room furniture, all sale priced at up to 50% off with no sales tax. It's our giant President's Day sale now through Monday. Bihar's Furniture, 21st and Broadway in Everett.
Back to the American League Western Division playoff. The winner is the champion, and will go to New York to begin the divisional playoffs against the Yankees. There's strike 1 to Tim Salmon, the Angels' cleanup hitter. He struck out looking his first time. He'll be followed by Chili Davis and J.T. Snow. Randy Johnson has not yet allowed a base runner. 12 in a row he has retired, 6 of them on strikes. Out of play off to the right. But again, Joe, when guys like Salmon and Davis, Snow, Edmonds, when they're up there and you see the score 0-0, you know at any time any one of them is capable of hitting one over the wall here.
Well, if Johnson makes a mistake anywhere in the middle of the lineup, he can get hurt by one swing of the bat.
Fastball is too high. 1-2. And again, the big Kingdome crowd on its feet. Almost as if through the sheer force of its will to create another strikeout for Johnson. Slider! Strike 3 call!
John, we talked about this pitch earlier. A right-handed hitter cannot hit this pitch. Now watch, he drops down, sidearm, bar starts way outside. That ball's way out there. And it just dives toward the outside corner for strike 3. I mean, it is way outside when it's about halfway to the plate, and then it just dies because he kind of throws his sidearm and he gets more side spin on it and it breaks sharply across the plate. You can't hit it if you're right-handed.
Chili Davis now. looked like an old man on that one. The high hard one, 0-1 the count. Chili popped to second his first time. Tim Salmon, he's gone down looking twice against Johnson. 2 of Johnson's 7 strikeouts. What's more, the strikeouts are beginning to mount up more quickly now. He has struck out 5 of the last 7 men he's faced. 7 of the 13 he's faced in the game. Slider is low. 2-1 to Chili Davis.
See, he throws 2 different sliders. That one he threw more from the top. But the one he throws from the side is so far outside the right-hander gives up on it. And it's so hard and fast that you do not have time to recognize the spin on the ball.
2-2 now. Again, the high hard one, and Davis couldn't catch up to it. Johnson has not yet gone to a 3-ball count to a batter in this game. Strike 3.
Chili Davis is upset because he chased 2 pitches out of the strike zone, but when a guy is throwing 99 miles an hour, it's hard to lay off, and you do not have a lot of time to decide whether that pitch is in the strike zone or not. This is definitely a ball, but you just do not have time to decide.
The fans are beginning to chant Randy. Strike 1 to Snow, a slider. Snow flying out deep to center his first time. Johnson has struck out Edmonds, Salmon, and Davis in succession. Strike 2. And they're back on their feet.
And anyone that says baseball doesn't belong in Seattle has not been here the last couple of weeks.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
John, when we saw Randy Johnson early in the season on a Sunday night in Anaheim, he threw about as well as he's throwing now, and we said then that he was going to have a fantastic season. He is just overpowered.
Got a piece of it. Snow stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right now, that's about the best thing you can say for any Angels hitter is on 2 strikes he's staying alive with a foul.
Alive. John, I had the privilege, and I call it that, a privilege of facing Sandy Koufax. And I tell you what, Randy Johnson reminds me of Sandy Koufax.
Well, what we saw back then in the second week of the season was Randy Johnson, who had made himself a great pitcher with great stuff. Keeping the ball down, throwing strikes all the time. Yeah, strike 3. He's got 9 in 5 innings. He's been perfect for 5 innings. The big unit is trying to take the Mariners to New York. No score. Tino Martinez coming up.
A revolution that could change the way you live.
Whether or not it's morally right or whatever.
Researchers on the verge of a major breakthrough.
It's still important to know if we can do it.
When they find the answer, they'll have the power to alter your DNA, to change who you are. But is that going too far?
I don't see that as being any more godlike than other types of advanced medicine.
The genetic revolution is here. Monday on KIRO News at 10. KIRO means news.
Is this how you spent the holidays? Well, you're not alone. Today, about 50% of a family's monthly income goes towards paying debts. And with credit card interest rates averaging 18%, those payments can be enormous. If you're a homeowner, start 1996 with a tax-deductible home equity loan from the Money Store. Even if your credit is less than perfect, you can consolidate your bills and establish a new budget with 1 loan, 1 payment. Call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
When your nose is sore, does your tissue make it worse?
Oh, it hurts. It's sore.
It feels miserable.
Every time I wipe my nose, it gets worse.
That's why there's Puffs Plus, the only tissue with moisturizing lotion with aloe.
I can feel the lotion.
So it's better at soothing sore noses because it's less irritating than dry tissues.
This is a good feeling nose.
We're both not going back to dry tissue.
They're happy, I'm happy. Gonna buy Puffs Plus.
First aid for your sore nose through all the blows.
Me and my nose got a good relationship now.
We're scoreless here in Seattle. Randy Johnson has been perfect. He's been overpowering. He's been the show. But meanwhile, Martin Langston, not as impressively, but he's matched him 0 for 0. Here's Tino Martinez. He is fouled to third in his only previous at-bat. 31 homers and 110 runs batted in, and he's hitting 7th in the order against Langston. The changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. See the difference in the way that Johnson and Langston have gone about it in their respective lines. 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 4 hits allowed for Langston.
But the only statistic that really counts there is the 0 and the runs.
Yeah.
The rest of it does not matter.
The Oakland Athletics in 1974 won the American League Championship Series in Baltimore on a day where they got only 1 hit. But it was good enough to win the ball game for them and send them to the World Series where they won their 3rd consecutive World Championship. So Johnson has been incredible so far today, and yet he doesn't have the lead. 3-1. He swings. No, ball 4. Here's Dan Wilson now. For the 4th time in the 5 innings of the game, the Mariners have gotten their leadoff man aboard. Ordinarily, you'd think that would be a tendency that would lead to the destruction of Langston, and yet you're wondering, Joe, is this something that maybe is indicative that he's living on borrowed time, or is it bad news for the Mariners that they've not been able to take advantage of their ability to get these men out?
I think it's the bad news for the Mariners because if you continue to get your leadoff hitter on, you get runners on, you have to bring them around. You have to figure a way to bring them around. I'm not so sure he's on borrowed time. Of course, percentages are in the Mariners' favor because you have him facing Randy Johnson.
The bunt by Wilson, but it's foul. Wilson grounded into a double play to end the second. Twice Langston has gotten a ground ball double play to end an inning. So he's had problems starting innings, but has been able to get out of the innings quite capably.
I think it's a good idea here if you are Lou Piniella to go ahead and sacrifice. Try to get this 1 run on the board.
Tough hitter on deck, Joey Cora, and makes contact. Langston wants to get the lead man, and he does. DeSarcina upended by Tino Martinez.
And that's an example of what Dave Campbell was talking about earlier, about Langston being a gold glove fielder. You see how quickly he pounced off the mound. It was not a good bunt, but he pounced off the mound very quickly. Watch, this is not a good bunt. It should go down the first baseline. Goes back to him, but you see he gets in perfect position, makes a perfect throw to second base, and out easily there is Tino Martinez. So good fielding play there by Langston, although it was not a good bunt.
And Tino came in hard to make sure that DeSarcina didn't try and double up Wilson. Here's Joey Cora. Not a power hitter, but he's a tough guy to strike out.
Well, he's tough, especially if you could have gotten that runner to second base. Because then all he's got to do is poke a single someplace, and that's what he does best.
He's hitting .296 for the year. Only 3 home runs. He's hitting .316 right-handed. He flagged to right in the 3rd against Langston here today. Runner at first, 1 out. Slider, did he swing? No, says Jim Evans, the first base umpire.
And one thing to remember, John, in a tight ball game like this, you know, it's always the guys that can execute best who will manufacture run and score runs. Let's not forget that the fact that he tried to bunt there, he did not move that runner along as they should have. It changes the whole inning if that runner's at second base.
Breakdown in the mechanics. Base hit. Well, that underscores the failure to bunt him along.
Exactly. And that's what Cora does best. He hits little line drives all around this ballpark. So if you can get a runner to second base, he can drive him in for you. And this fastball, he goes the other way. That's good hitting there by Joey Cora.
Joey Cora now 5 for 9 against Langston in his career. So here is Vince Coleman. And in this spot, they're asking Vince not to set the table, but to drive somebody in.
Well, he had a big grand slam and maybe the biggest hit for the Mariners this year. Turned that whole ball game around
against Oakland last weekend. They were down 6-2, and he hit a grand slam to tie it, to complete a 6-run inning that actually been down 6-0 in that game.
And again, remember, Vince Coleman has been here before, and that always helps you.
No score. Last of the fifth. 2 men on, 1 man out. 2-0 to Vince Coleman. The runners, there's Wilson at second base, Cora at first base. The fans incensed that Langston would dare pitch inside to Vince Coleman.
Right. It's one of those situations, guys, where you might want to think about taking one for the team.
One came in there, and our judge gun at 89 miles an hour. Soho on deck. Base hit. Garrett Anderson with the throw. Wilson is safe.
Team, John, when this season was over and if we were able to win tonight's ball game, I would send a thank you card to the Kansas City Royals for getting Vince Coleman over here for me. Vince Coleman, low fastball, he hits it in the hole, and you see that Wilson is coming around. Garrett Anderson slips. He has a chance here to throw, but he slips right there. He has a chance to possibly throw Wilson out. Wilson doesn't run that well because he's a catcher, but a lot of the velocity was lost when he slipped. But you see the all-out effort there by Wilson. And again, that's what keeps these fans in the ball game. All-out hustle. And they do love their Mariners.
There's Mike James. Starting to warm up in the Angels bullpen. Bobby Cuellar, the pitching coach, has visited with Langston. The batter is Luis Soho. Now, the Mariners have broken through for 1. But after Soho, they get to the part of the order where they might consider breaking through for 4 or 5. Griffey is on deck. Soho has had a sacrifice bunt, and he is single. 2 men on, 1 man out. Strike, and it's 0-1. The runners, Cora, who's very fast at second base. Vince Coleman, who's even faster at first base. And Coleman has been doing this kind of a thing all month. He has been a key figure in the stretch run for the Mariners. Phillips, he gets 1 at second. Hundler back to first. Nice play. 2 double play. For the 3rd time in 5 innings, an inning-ending double play. But for the first time, Randy Johnson will take the mound ahead.
At Honda, we've spent years developing the perfect cradle. A series of engine mounts that are filled with fluid and that work with a special balancing system to drastically reduce vibrations and noise. And if you think calling it a cradle is far-fetched, consider the results. The 96 Accord. Fluid-filled engine mounts are one more reason you can count on Honda and your Honda dealer. And now you can lease one for just $229 a month for 24 months.
Trees make a world of difference. Between sand and dirt and shaded parks for baseball, picnics, and quiet walks. Between steamy, sun-baked streets and friendly, shady neighborhoods, trees make a world of difference. Between shopping at just another area or discovering an area that's different, exciting, and fun. Between drab and unpleasant places and Tree City, USA's, where it's a pleasure to live every day. Trees are cool. Trees help conserve energy, give wildlife a home, and increase property values. They also clean the air we breathe, hold the topsoil, and keep rivers running clear. But trees don't just happen. Your town needs to plant trees and provide for their care to to be a Tree City USA. To learn about Tree City USA, write the Arbor Day Foundation. Support Tree City USA and let trees make a world of difference for you.